Hi guys, welcome back once again to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make an inseam finishing for a ball gown. This is the dress that we're going to be making. I use an inseam finishing for it, and this is the upper part of the ball gown. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and also like this video. Okay, so without taking much of our time, let's dive into the tutorial. So I'll be using this A4 paper to cut out my pattern. Okay, this is because I'm making this dress for a girl child. So guys, the measurement I use for this project, I'm going to be leaving it at the description box, so if you want to see it, you check the description box, it's going to be there. So now I'm determining the neckline of this dress, the shoulder slope, and after that I'm going to mark it out. So now I'm marking out the neckline. Okay, so you do so, and the next thing you're going to do is to mark out your shoulder slope. Remember, I came down by ½ inch. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark in my armhole depth. Then at the chest line there, I'm going to insert my shoulder line. Also, this is for me to get a straight line. Can you see? All right, but if you can mark this without measurement, you can go ahead. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out the half length of this dress. So you go ahead and mark out to the half length of the measurement you are working with. Okay, so the next thing is to connect. So now I'm going to be dividing her chest line by 4, sort of her bust measurements. Okay, so after dividing it, I'm going to mark it in and add my allowance. So the allowance I used here is 1 inch. Okay, all right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to connect my lines. Okay, now at the armhole line, armhole depth line, okay, I'm going to come in by ½ inch. So I'll determine the middle of the armhole depth first. Okay, then I'll come in by ½ inch like this, and with my armhole curve I'm going to connect the lines. Did you see? Now the next thing you want to do is to divide your waistline by 4 and mark in your measurement. So that's what I did. I marked it in and also marked in my 1 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to connect the lines like this. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to use my marker to trace out these lines, so that I'll be sure that you guys are seeing my lines, like my markings. Okay, so this is it. And by the way, this is optional. Okay, you mustn't do this. All right, so with this we are good with the front measurement. Okay, but before we cut out, I'm going to be using it to trace out my back pattern. Okay, and remember to add 1 inch zip allowance at the back. So this is the paper I'm going to be using for our back pattern. First off, I'm going to mark out my 1 inch zip allowance. So after marking out, I'm going to connect the lines. Okay, and okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, I think the paper wasn't enough when it was on fold, so I just have to spread it out like this. Okay, so now I'm drawing out my zip allowance. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to place my pattern paper, like I told you guys initially, on top of this. So now I'm going to trace out my back neckline. Okay, I'm going to mark it out. I don't know why I keep saying tracing, so I'm marking it out. I use 1.5 for it. Okay, so with my armhole curve again, I'm going to connect the lines. So after this, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to cut out, but I'll have to cut out my back pattern first. Okay, you know, as we normally do it now. So after cutting out your back pattern, we are going to cut out our front pattern. And in cutting out our front pattern, remember to cut out your neckline and your armhole curve. Okay, did you get? So that's what I will be doing next. So now guys, we are good. The next thing we are going to be doing is to cut out our pattern onto our fabric. So I'm going to be cutting the front pattern first, okay, as you can see me doing, before cutting out the back pattern. Please, there is no rules to this. Cut whichever pattern you want to cut first, okay? So now this is the back. I'm going to cut, and remember, I'm going to be cutting both the lining. Okay, so whatever I did here, I'm going to cut out exactly on my lining, because that's the lining that we're going to be using for the inseam finishing. Okay, so now I'll slash my zip area. Did you see? So here I have my main fabric and my lining fabric. Can you see that? Yeah. So the next thing we are going to be doing, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to place this. You are going to sew your fabric first this way, join your shoulder, keep it aside. You take your lining, okay, and you join it just like you did with the front. Whatever you did to your main fabric, you are going to do to your line. Just take it like that, okay? So you join the shoulder. So I'll just go ahead to join the shoulder. So this is it. I've joined for the front and the back shoulder together, okay, and I've also joined my lining. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to sew first the neckline like I showed. Okay, so after sewing the neckline, you're going to sew the armhole area. So I'm going to do that, and I will show to you guys also. So this is it, the neckline I've sewn. Okay, so you are going to notch. Okay, so notch, notch, notch. Trim off the excess like I'm doing. You don't need that. So you trim and notch. So remember that whatever you did to your neckline, you are going to do also to your armhole area. Okay, cut off the excess there and also notch your armhole area. So guys, I've notched and cut off the excess, and I've also turned my fabric, okay, and this is my neckline, this is my armhole area. You are going to press this down, which I think I've done that also. So can you see, this is the armhole area, that's why it's laying flat like this. Okay, so this is my neckline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is joining my sides together. So I'm going to be joining the main fabric like this, okay, then I'll join main fabric to main fabric, lining to lining with your 1-inch seam allowance. That's just it, okay. So after that, you're going to attach your zip, but I will not be attaching zip because of course I've not done the lower part of this dress. So that is what I did, and this is it. Okay, can you see, with my 1-inch seam allowance joining. So you're going to press, okay. In sewing we press a lot, we pin a lot, we notch, we oh my god. So this is it. So we are done here for the upper part of this ball gown. Can you see? So just in case you want to attach your zip before any other thing, okay, I'm going to be telling you how to do that. So you're going to attach your zip first only to your main fabric, okay. So when you're done, you're going to turn your lining. By that time you must have attached your zip to the main fabric. Now you turn your lining over, okay, that's right side of your lining facing the right side of your main fabric, and you sew, and like that you have an inseam finished zip. Okay, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, click on the notification bell to see more detailed videos like this. Thanks for watching, love you guys, bye.